What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Bruja Africana, coming to you all with a tarot reading. Go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel and bring some friends on over here because we about to get right into this one. We talking about the good brother PNB Rock, excuse me. Y'all know that whole situation going on surrounding his murder and what happened. But we're going to talk a little bit about his energy now that the verdict has been issued and those people are going to jail for a very, very long time. There's this warning that he sends about the media manipulating information that they are feeding us. And I think we're pretty much aware of that. He sends in the warning of them capitalizing off of lies and feeding false information, or feeding half truths, if you will, to the media for sensationalism. He feels like his death was completely sensationalized, not necessarily overlooked by hip hop, but in the media it was overlooked and sensationalized to a particular, maybe marginalized community, to maybe show us that this is what happens if you get out the ghetto. You know, it's type of fear mongering that they did surrounding his death, and he wants us to not feed into that. Speaking of his death, he's at peace with it, but he is embarrassed about the way that it went down. Not that he thought that he was a punk, because he felt like he died as a man in that moment. He felt like maybe things should have gone a different way. Maybe with that Five of Cups energy being that energy of maybe regret, that he allowed his ego to cause him to argue with a person that was out here hungry, to be out here arguing with someone who essentially had nothing to lose. He was in tuned enough with the universe that he knew something was coming. He did not know when and he did not know how, but he knew he was going to die. And that's going to be a theme in these readings that I'm doing, these especially about the murdered celebrities, because a lot of them knew or know that they were going to die. PNB Rock is no different. Like I said, he was very in tune with the universe. Ironically, it's the divine feminine. He was in tune enough with whatever divine feminine he was connected with that he knew that some altercation was going to occur that was going to cost him his life. I don't think that he knew that it was that day, but he could feel death lurking, if you will. Some of y'all know about the man in the hat in the corner. I'm not saying that he was seeing the man in the hat in the corner, but he may have, because weeks leading up to his death, he was, moving around differently. He was trying to stop doing things that would maybe draw attention or draw the wrong attention, as the Tower card shows, so that he could possibly avoid this death, But for some reason, he was not able to avoid it. He feels like he made the choice to stop at that Roscoe's in Inglewood, and it is on Main, and I forgot what other street it is. I know it's on Main Street, but he made the choice to stop there. Even after being told that it may not be the greatest idea, with the Ace of Swords showing up there after the Two of Wands or the Two of Staffs, someone, or maybe his intuition, was telling him it was not a good idea with that Eight of Cups showing up on this particular deck. This is the Miss Cleo deck. With that Eight of Cups, that's him being spiritually in tune, knowing that something catastrophic was going to happen. With that Three of Swords showing up, like I said, he was aware that some type of altercation was going to happen that would be surrounding him as a star, somebody that has status. I'll put it like that. With the King of Coins, he was aware, but he knew he couldn't avoid it. He didn't expect to get killed in LA. I think he expected something to go on elsewhere, and he had let his guard down. And in letting his guard down, he did not notice these three characters lurking. See, sometimes when we are out and about, we need to make sure that we are careful and watching our surroundings. He had been receiving like spiritual warnings, like I said, weeks in advance, letting him know not to go places. That led to him and his girlfriend getting into arguments about her posting their location. And I remember a week before he died, he did this interview about him not feeling safe and how he would tell his girlfriend to stop posting their location. In the last place that they had been, they were out and about in that Fairfax area. And if you're not from LA, or if you're from LA, you know where that area is, and that's the area you just don't be fucking around at. For some reason, his girlfriend, like, he had previously had his peoples to take her phone away from her so she wouldn't be posting her location and shit, but she got her phone back. She gets her phone back, she posts the location while they're in this Fairfax area. They end up getting into it, and he telling her, like, look, it's a certain way you gotta move when you fucking with a high profile nigga. You can't be just dropping locations. Well, like us women do, sometimes we don't listen. This turns into an argument. He succumbs to it like, all right, fine, keep your fucking phone, just don't fucking post our location. She continued to do it, I guess, and that's neither here nor there in this case, because they both posted that location. And even with him getting the warnings of death looming, he still was unable to avoid it, which leads us to these three characters lurking. That was sitting on his goddamn page, watching what he was doing, because they were posting the locations to where they were. You see, these three hungry characters that were out searching for an opportunity. Their main objective was that Four of Coins energy to take from whomever they felt like had it. And they did not give a shit who it was. It just so happened to be PNB Rock that day. It could have been a regular nigga from the hood that had some money that they caught out lacking. They didn't care. These were three people who were fixated on the wrong that they had planned. They had planned to rob somebody. They were stuck on it, and they were going to stand on business. They was going to get that money that they needed. Like I said, it didn't matter that it was PNB Rock. Anybody was going to get it. So they out hunting. They with that Knight of Staffs energy. They out hunting. They looking for their next victim. They looking for who it is they finna come up off of. They done talked about it and come to agreement. Then work the plan out. Bong. PNB Rock up here at this motherfucking Roscoe's. Let's go shake this nigga down. Let's go break him. Let's go take his cookies. Let's run up in here and do what we gotta do. Mama, you gonna boom. You gonna smash out when we come up out of here. You know, they done put the whole plan together. You know, they thinking that this gonna go exactly as they envisioned it in their head. I guess these niggas done watched so many hip hop videos that they feel like they gonna live the shit out. And yes, I was saying mama because y'all know the 16-year-old that was involved, that was her son and her fucking boyfriend. Anyway, like I said, PNB Rock happened to be up there. So they decide, let's get this nigga. They run up in there on some half-cocked, stupid-ass idea, not expecting things to go as far as they went. That's what that temperance card is about. They did too much. But at the same time, them not wanting it to go too far didn't stop their ego from being present with their King of Swords. So if it had to go that way, if it had to be some drama, if the necessary had to occur, they were cool with killing him. And that's exactly what happened. So they go in Roscoe's. They see him in there eating, enjoying himself, you know, shining. He got his jewelry and shit on. He being the motherfucking king of coins. He's not flexing on niggas, but PNB not really realizing that LA is really, really like that. You can't really be out here flexing on these hungry ass wolves out this motherfucker. PNB looking at the shit from a standpoint like he used to be homeless. He enjoying the fruits of his labor. He not looking like, you know, I'm going up in here, look at what I got. That's not what he went in there to do. He like, I'm going to go up in here with Bay, get some food to eat, you know, bong, go catch this flight, do what I got to do. But before that can happen, egos took over. Ego both on the robbing ass, thief ass people's behalf, and a little bit of ego on PNB Rock's behalf. See, when he realized what was going to occur, that was when that Eight of Staffs, that Eight of Wands energy showed up. They started arguing. And it may not have been really, it may have been just really quick. Nigga may have come up in there, take that shit off. PNB like, nah, I ain't doing nothing. Then, unfortunately, the Ten of Swords happened. Niggas' ego get bruised because he ain't coming up off his shit. They kill him. And PNB couldn't understand that because he like, you didn't have to take my life over some trinkets, my nigga. I'd have really gave it to you with that Six of Coins being present. Like, he was just persistent or resisting the dude because, you know, I'm a man. I'm not going to let you just chump me in front of my bitches. You crazy? Like, I mean, and although many of us like, yo, that's the wrong attitude to have, but men come with a different level of machismo or bravado, if you will. A man ain't going to let another man check him, if you will. I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong, but in that situation he felt like I needed to defend myself. But he's right. He didn't deserve to lose his life. You could have fought him. You could have did anything else other than taking this man's life, because he would have gave the shit to you. He'd have took the L and he'd have laid the shit down on the internet, whatever the fuck, but he had gotten tired of that. So they took his life. And in taking his life, they got their dumb ass caught. And we as fans, we get our wish. Because these clowns are going to do every piece of this motherfucking time that's coming for them. You hear me? There is no getting out of it. There's no plea that they can give up. None of that. But don't y'all, look, rest assured, one of these three idiots is going to try to appeal the conviction. So be prepared for that. But also, be prepared for them to do every piece of that time that they were issued out, okay? Because they're not going to get away with this. But he wants his death to be something different in hip-hop. He wants this to be like the beginning of maybe rappers getting justice for, you know, being murdered unjustly just for wearing their jewelry or having a certain type of car, or hell, making it up out the hood. With the Fool, the Sun, and the Wheel of Fortune card showing up, he's like, let this be the beginning of the process of something new for hip-hop. Just telling y'all that fucking stop snitching shit is being whispered by spirit. I don't know when we're going to get around that as the black community, but y'all, that's getting old. It took this long for them to get these motherfuckers and get them convicted, although it was pretty fast in a murder trial, because it's been 22 years and the motherfucker that murdered my brother is still running around here. But they caught these three motherfuckers, thankfully. So he's saying let it be something different, you know. Artists deserve to be able to enjoy the fruits of their labor, and I agree. They should not have to travel around worried about some hungry thief motherfucker that's going to break them for their shit. Hell, we as regular people shouldn't have to worry about that. So again, that whole little stop snitching thing, black folk, let's re-examine that, okay? Because this could have very much so been your family member shot up in Roscoe's. That's just basically what he's saying. Look at the shit on a different side of the coin, black people, and think about what we've been supporting in some of our music, in some of our behaviors, and the things that we've been doing. And let's change them. And on a final note, he says, y'all, not too much on his girlfriend, okay? Not too much on the mother of his child. You know, I know a lot of people went crazy and ape shit on her and blamed her for dropping a location, and that was false. Both of them put that they were up at Roscoe's. You know, you have to watch what the media feeds you, and the media fed that information out there that girl had dropped that location, and they based it off the fact that he had just did that interview prior to his death. So each of them bear the responsibility in sharing the location, okay? But he's saying not too much on her, because that's his baby. That's where he was, okay? That was his family. That was where his life was going to be built, okay? Besides, y'all, she's not doing too good. She's having a very hard time getting over his death. And nobody's saying that she needs to move on to another dude, but it's a thing of she's really admonishing herself, and she replays that day over and over again in her head and does a lot of what if I could have. Like, there was nothing that she could have done, but she's bearing the weight of this, y'all, okay? And we need to take it easy on her because she didn't know any better. Shit, she was poor just like him. Shit, she was just learning how to live with the fact that she was dating a rich nigga. A high profile dude. A dude that was no longer just a homeless kid that was riding a skateboard. He was no longer that person. She was trying to navigate that, and because that was brand new to her, she's gonna need some help getting beyond this. Sure, she has family around her and all of that, but it's not the same. Like I said, the Six of Cups shows that she consistently revisits that day and the hours before then. It's like she's having a very hard time, y'all. So he said not too much on her, y'all, okay? We need to maybe show her some love and maybe just shoot her a heart or something, or just send up a prayer for her, because this is hard on her too. But she's happy that he can now finally rest in peace. Rest in peace, PNB Rock.